Hi, welcome back to the vlog. Today we are doing another video that kind of ties in with Stocktober, and I'm going to make my own homemade applesauce. Now, how this ties into Stocktober is this is another one of those recipes where you can make this in a batch and you can preserve it by either freezing it, refrigerating it, or canning it. I'm going to try my hand at water bath canning today. So this is first time trying this out. Now, people in the canning community seem to be very passionate, which I understand. This video is in no way to teach someone how to do it improperly. I have my water bath canner on the stove right now, and it is sterilizing my jars. I have some jam jars and a couple of pint jars. So I'm not expecting a whole big batch out of this. This is purely more for the applesauce recipe than the canning. But yes, please, I am not in any way trying to come in here and step on anyone's toes. So save the negative comments. Thank you very much, and thank you for watching. So I have here an apple peeler. I have a mix of apples. I have 3 Granny Smiths, 3 Galas, and 3 of some apples I bought at a farmer's market. I'm trying to remember because I bought 3 Cortlands and 3 Honeycrisps, but one of them, either the Honeycrisp or the Cortland, because it wasn't labeled at the time that I bought it, and I mean wasn't labeled in the bag at the time I bought it. So when I got home, I kind of forgot which one was what. Yeah, one of them went bad very quickly. So these are the ones that I have left. These are pesticide free, but I've washed all of them to prepare them for this recipe. And I think we should get a really nice mix in this applesauce with a little tart and sweet. So I'm excited about it. So what I've done here, this apple peeler I got off of Amazon, and I've just pretty much prepared my apples to be peeled. So the way this thing goes, I need to hold this down because I don't really see anything that allows me to pause this latch. And I just started. Okay, so I need to lock this, I think. There is so much going on here. Let me move this back. Okay. And then somehow this locks, but it's not locking. So let's see. All right, so let's try this again. No, it's not. It's not doing it. Okay, hold on. But it's not moving. We got something, because we're getting off pieces of apple. That's kind of important. Okay, let's try this. Let me try this. Okay. All right. Now we got a groove going. Now we got a groove going. All right. Now, personally, I love apple peels. So I'm going to save these. Now, people use them for a myriad of things. They use them for apple scraps. They use it for, these are for, like animals. They use it for their garden. They use it for apple scrap vinegar. Many of reasons. But personally for me, I think what I'm going to do is, now I'm running out of space here. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold on to my apple peels for, oh, look at that. I'm going to hold on to mine for snacking because I really like apple peels. And it's good fiber. So look at that. Once we got it working. Okay. So I'm going to put it in this bowl. The ones that are good to go. I think there's a bit of, I don't think it lined up very well. There's a little bit of seed. And this will move that over to the scrap bowl. I'm going to try to keep it separated. But this is going to be a nice even cut. So when I cut down to put it in the pot for the applesauce, it'll be a nice even cut. This right here. All right, and then I will set up the next apple. Okay. Let's see how I get this. I'm going to pause you 1 second while I try to get this core off of here and try to get the hang of this machine. Hold on 1 second. All right. So we are back in the groove now. And this apple was a little bit softer. This was one of the apples I got from that farmer's market. But this one sliced like that very well also. I don't mind having a little bit of the peel left on. Because it'll just add to the applesauce. And it's good fiber. I remember when I was a little girl, my mom used to always, when she get apples, she would sit there and peel the skins off, and I would take them as she peeled them off, and I would eat them because I rather enjoyed that. All right, y'all, watch out. I'm getting the hang of this thing. All right, this is our gala apple. Another one of the Granny Smiths. So I have about 9 apples, and yeah, these Granny Smiths are going to give me a problem. I have about 9 apples. I think it's 3 apples that equal a pound, like 3 large apples that equal a pound. So I would say I roughly have about 3 pounds of apples, if not 2.5. So this is definitely a small batch recipe that I'm making today. This is really a difficult one to get off. For some reason, I don't know what it is. All right, so that's, let's see if I can find that other one that went AWOL. All right, let's go. Hey. You know, considering I'm not making a very large mess, which is a good thing. There's not too much juice that's escaping here. It could be a lot worse, but it really isn't. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish up the rest of my apples. I have about 4 more apples to peel here. I'll bring you back in when I'm ready to put it in the pot and assemble it, because it has to cook in a pot for like an hour. So I'll bring you guys back to show you the ingredients for the applesauce, and we'll go from there. All right, I'm down to my last one. I need to add 4 cups of water. 4 cups of water, and I think 1/4 of a cup of lemon juice to keep the apples from browning. So I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't really see it being enough for 4 cups, but that's what they say. So I will follow through with that. And then I need to get 1/4 of a cup of lemon juice. And I don't have, well, this says it's real lemon juice, so we shall see. Okay. All right, this is not a 4th, it's a 3rd. Let's see, where did I put that 4th? Put that right here. There we go. Right, that out. And we're gonna get this lemon juice in here. I'm gonna keep the lemon juice out because we're also going to use it in the recipe. Okay. All right, so hopefully that preserves our apples, keeps them from browning. Now I came upon an apple that has a spot on it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut off where the brown spot is and use the rest of the apple. And that's in anywhere. Oops. All right. Just cutting. And you can do that on any of them. Just any piece where you see that brown spot, just cut that portion off and you can still use the rest of your apple. So I'm going to do that. I just wanted to show that to you in case you came across that. So this is my last apple. And again, I will bring you back when I'm ready to put it all in the pot. Okay, so now we are going to just do a quick chop of the apples and get all the ingredients together. Just get them in pieces like that. And because they're spiraled like this, they are able to, oh, Mr. Seed, we'll be able to get them in 4s. You see what I'm saying? So then they're all in individual pieces, such as, you see what I'm saying? And it's all even too. That's the thing about it. It's all done evenly. So the thing about it is, I don't think there's any wrong way per se to do applesauce. You just gotta play around with the apples to see what blend is comfortable for your home. So like, do you like a tartar applesauce? Do you like a sweeter applesauce? Do you like a healthy mix? You know what I mean? That's just up to you and your preference. So if I make this today and I'm like, you know what? Maybe I didn't like all that Granny Smith in there. Then I know for next time that I can just either omit it altogether or just use not so much of it. But, you know, there's a bit of freedom to play around with the apple blends to see what works and what doesn't. And you know, the other thing is what is accessible in your area too on the types of apples, because some people, when they go apple picking, you know, depending on what time of the year. I remember I went last year and I went in October after all the initial rush, and all that was available to me was Jonah Gold. So, like I said, it depends on, you know, I guess the time of year you go and what's available in your area, what grows native to the, you know, to where you live. I honestly didn't think that I would have that big of a batch, but I'm pleasantly surprised. So I'm excited for how much applesauce we get. I've been watching like other people, but they're actually homesteaders to where they get like pounds of apples, you know what I mean? And it's amazing all the things that they, you know, do, like putting it in like a turkey roaster or a slow cooker, and one part is applesauce. The remainder, if you leave it on a little while longer, turns into apple butter. Um, and even the process of them like making juice and cider out of it, I'm just really impressed. Really impressed. Okay, we're getting down to the last few bits here. I think these can just be broken up with my hand because these are small ones that kind of fell away from the apple itself. So I'll just tear these real quickly. There's some pieces here. I am so excited. This is going to be such a treat to have because I'm always buying applesauce for myself to keep in the refrigerator. I always have applesauce in the refrigerator. Okay. Ooh. All right, we're done with that. Now we have all of the apples in the pot. Okay, and we will add the ingredients and put it on the stove. So in here I have some sugar, cinnamon, a pinch of clove, and a pinch of sea salt. Now, most recipes call for, like, again, depending on how much apples you have, they could call for a cup of apples. A cup of sugar. If you don't want to put sugar in there at all, don't. I just put a couple of tablespoons because I really want it to be more about the apples than, but just a little bit just to help it all, is what I'm after. And this is water. They say just enough to have in the bottom so that the apples don't stick, but you don't need to have the water because we're not making apple soup here. You know what I mean? We're making applesauce. So you just want enough water in the bottom of the pot for it not to stick. And then I need, they say a juice of 1 lemon is the equivalent of about 2 tablespoons. So I'm going to do 2 tablespoons of this. All right. The cloves and the cinnamon smells good already. So we're going to put this on the stove on low heat, and we're going to cook it for like 30 to 40 minutes until the apples start to soften. What I plan to do is to use a potato masher because I want my apples to have a little bit more chunk texture to it. If I was going for a smoother applesauce, I would use an emulsion blender, which I do have that as well. I would use an emulsion blender to make it all smooth. But for what I'm making here, I'm going to use a potato masher, and then we'll jar it up. So I'll be back when we are actually getting ready to mash the apples. Okay, so I just finished making my dinner, and I noticed that this is now kicking up. It took a while for it to build up, but yeah, I think I'm kind of ready. Excuse me, guys, to mash it a little bit. It's definitely softened, so we can get that chunkiness. And I'm going to turn this off, mash it a little bit more to get, because you can see it's kind of at that consistency, that applesauce consistency. I'm going to turn this off and let it cool a little bit. And then I'll be ready to put it in jars.